Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Cary Stadium in Ocean City for day 2 of the Battle at the Beach. Game number 2, Mike Frankel, Mark Narducci with you today as Washington Township gets set to face Toms River North. Mark, it's one of the most anticipated games of the weekend. These two Group 5 schools project as two of the better public schools in the state this year, and I know people are very excited to see their first look at both the Minutemen and the Mariners.
There's no question about it, Mike. I think these are two serious South Group 5 contenders. I mean, Toms River North was in the final last year, losing to an upstart Kingsway team. Washington Township last year had its first winning record since 2015. You know the history of that program with the late Tom Brown, what he did. They used to battle for the number 1 spot in South Jersey. Mike Schatzman, who's a former player here at Washington Township, has done a real nice job building this thing back. And not only I think they're going to be strong this year, I think the younger classes are very good. I think he's really building something to be consistent here.
No doubt, Washington Township, and as you mentioned, Toms River North, both with great seasons last year, but a little bit of a sour taste at the end for Toms River North, as you mentioned, Mark, losing on that last second, final seconds touchdown to Kingsway in that sectional final. Washington Township, the storyline was a little bit different. The Minutemen had the number 1 seed in one of the Group 5 brackets and lost to Lenape, so a different kind of bitter taste there, but a lot of players returning for both these teams and a lot to prove this season.
No question about it, and I think we're going to see two really good junior quarterbacks today. I mean, Toms River North certainly has one of the top dual threats in Micah Ford, and Dzergowski is a guy that's really coming on for Washington Township.
No doubt about it. Both will be wearing number 1 as Washington Township gets set to kick off. Of course, the Minutemen dressed in red. Short kick fielded around the 25-yard line. And Toms River North, of course, is in white as the bodies pile up right near the 40 there. Good forward push there as that was Trey Ranella on the return. It'll be solid opening field position for Toms River North. Mark mentioned Micah Ford. The offense starts with him. He'll also play on the defensive side of the ball at times. Ty Bolin, Ty Kazanowski. 2 players to watch, 2 senior captains as well for Toms River North. And then they're big up front, Josh K, Justin K. A lot of weight on that line. So we'll see what happens in the trenches. It's Ford in the shotgun to open this game as they'll start this drive right inside their own 45. Ford fakes the handoff. He has room to run around right tackle. Flag comes in along the sideline here, so we'll take a look at that. But for now, it's about a gain of 7 right to midfield.
Well, that's the whole key with Ford is Washington Township had pushed everything in, and he's just got the speed to take it outside, and he did it that time as we get a hold here.
This will be holding against the Mariners, so this will negate that gain and back them up. But even with the penalty, you're seeing right away, I mean, Ford, the offense runs through him. Started obviously as a sophomore and still just a junior, well-spoken young man as well. I had a chance to attend Shore Conference Media Day at Monmouth University and got a chance to speak with Micah and some of the other captains for Toms River North. It's a team that's locked in. Of course, first year in the state of true state champions this year. Toms River North isn't shying away. They want to be there at the end. First and very long now after the holding penalty, though. It's Ford on the keeper again. He'll try the left side, and this time he's taken down right away. Little to no gain there as the Minutemen were all over that one.
Yeah, Jason de Blasio, number 9, just did a great job of stretching it out that time, but not letting him get to the outside.
De Blasio, a key player for Washington Township. Obviously on defense, he'll also play offense for head coach Mike Schatzman. She mentioned John Stone, too, one of the bigger names for Washington Township, wearing number 71 on the line there. He's a Rutgers commit. He'll obviously play both ways on the line. Second down and long now. Ford is in the gun.
Stone will play a lot more defensively than we saw him last year play.
And again, not much doing up the middle there. And Washington Township defense doing a nice job on this opening series. And it'll set up 3rd and long here for Toms River North.
That was de Blasio again, the 6'1", 220-pound senior. Very active with the big Washington Township lineman tying things up. De Blasio in there to clean things up.
So 3rd and 15 now. It'll be trip receivers to the right of Ford. 2 to the left. Now a man in motion. They fake the handoff. Pressure up the middle. Ford escapes it. He's on the run. He has some room. bounces to the outside, gets a block. Micah Ford with a first down run and more as he rumbles all the way down to the 35-yard line. He is electric with the ball in his hands, Mark.
And he just got, you mentioned it in your call, Mike, he got a tremendous block. Watch by 24, Josh Moore. As again, he eludes it. There's 24 right there. That gives him about an extra 12 yards there. Outstanding job blocking down the field.
Moore staying with the play, obviously, and setting up a nice block there for his quarterback. So fresh set of downs here after 3rd and long. Mariners are across midfield. Handoff off of right tackle. Again, good positive yardage that time by Josh Moore. Last play he had the block. He gets rewarded with a carry there and a nice pickup on first down. Give him a gain of 8, and it'll set up 2nd and 2 as the ball is just inside the 30. And all of a sudden the Mariners have something cooking here on the first drive of the ball game.
Well, I'll tell you, if Moore can do that, that will really open up the run game because everyone's keying so much on Micah.
Here is Ford now, patiently waiting, probing for those 2 yards. He gets 2 and a little bit more. Give him maybe 3 or 4. And it's another first down that has Ford fired up.
Yeah, he had big number 76, Nick Biacco, 6'5", 240, blocking in front of him. Township doing a pretty good job of shutting that block, limiting the damage.
Just some big bodies on that line, on the left side of the line, all the way to the left. Justin Kay, they list him at 6'7", 285. And, of course, his brother Josh Kay, one of the senior leaders on this team, he's under center, or he is the center, excuse me. Here's Ford now, quick pass. Connects over there to number 2. That's Tariq Council, the 6'3 junior. And again, good positive yardage there on first down for the Mariners.
You know, that's a great pass because number 8, Deshaun Long of Washington Township, was in pretty good position there. He almost tipped it, but Ford got it out quickly.
Mariners going no huddle here. Again, it's Micah Ford in the gun. Moore behind him, man in motion. Handoff goes to Moore through the left side, spinning, twisting forward for a first down. And right now, North just gashing Washington Township with one chunk play after the next here.
Well, you know what's been impressive, Mike? They've run as successfully the left side as they have the right side. They're really, really mixing it up there.
So Washington Township, I mean, they really had the Mariners pinned on north side of midfield, but that big 3rd down run from Ford, and all of a sudden this drive is very much alive. Here's Ford on the keeper, trying the left side, spins, gets a couple more yards there, and again a gain of about 5 on first down, as Ford is a handful to bring down once he gets a full head of steam coming out of that quarterback position.
Also, again, Ty Bolin, this team is really well drilled. Ty Bolin, number 10, did just a tremendous job staying with his block. And as you know, Ford doesn't need a whole lot of time to get going.
No doubt about it. Give him 4 on that. Brings up 2nd and 6. Moore hustling into his spot. Again, it's Ford in the gun. He'll keep it himself. Again, off of left tackle. Puts his shoulder down. Has close to first down yardage. He'll be a little bit short. Should bring up about a 3rd and 2 here. Inside the 10, close to the 5-yard line now.
You know what's interesting about this offense, Mike? There's not a lot of deception. A lot of time you'll see a lot of deception. Ford's just getting the ball and going with it.
So they spot that ball at the 4-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and short. North can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown. The Sticks are looking right at the 2.5-yard line on that far side of the field here. But again, it'll be Ford in the gun. Time-consuming drive here. 6.5 to go in this first quarter.
He's got some room to the left if he wants to. Nope, he goes the other way.
Sticks a foot in the ground, goes right up the middle, and a big lunge at the end there. He's not in for the touchdown, but he does have first down yardage. And that's really all Ford needed on that particular play. So first down, it'll set up 1st and goal from about the 1.5-yard line, and North knocking on the door early here today.
First down from the 1-yard line.
They hustle up to the line. Ford right up the middle. Some pressure in the backfield. Still spinning, though. Let's see will they mark it. And it looks like he'll be short of the goal line there. Washington Township, the Minutemen, that defensive front doing a nice job there, but it does bring up 2nd and goal.
Excellent job by number 2, Gabe Moscow. Shot the gap, got the Ford first, and held him off.
Ford losing a helmet on that play. That's big, Mark, because obviously in high school he has to come out for a play. So you want your veteran quarterback with the ball in his hands here when you're in the red zone. Instead, now it'll be Jeremiah Pruitt coming in. Looks like he'll take the direct snap here with Ford having to sit this play out. Here's Pruitt now. And again, stood up there, and Washington Township halfway to a goal line stand. It'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Logan Brown right there, the linebacker, 45 made the play. By the way, Pruitt is an all-state caliber player himself on the defensive side of the ball. Also has played a lot of receiver here, so he's a tremendous athlete.
Ford getting the play call. He'll come right back in. And we'll see what North decides to do here. I mean, they've just tried to bully their way in the first 2 plays of this set of downs. No luck, so we'll see what North dials up here on 3rd and goal.
Let's see if he tries to go outside on this.
Ford, no, right up the middle. Better push this time, and it looks like he's in there, and he is. So a touchdown for Micah Ford. A very impressive drive for Toms River North. The Mariners march down the field. They overcome an early 3rd and very long, and they take a 6-0 lead. So we take another look here, and really kind of the same play, Mark. I mean, you're just going to follow that big offensive line. That time, Josh Kay and company getting enough push up front that Ford can sneak in behind.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Ford, I'll tell you what, you think of him as we get the PAT.
Kick is up and good by Yanni Papanikolas, the 6'3", 205-pound kicker. Love to see the big guys get the kicking duties done at the high school level. 7-0 now, Toms River North over Washington Township. Winning teams know that the key to success is getting the job done right the first time. For over 100 years, Calvi Electric has applied that philosophy to their business to offer an unparalleled level of electrical expertise and service to every single customer. Now you can bring Calvi's expertise into your home for your electrical problems or improvements, and they can install solar panels that will save you money. Make Calvi Electric a part of your winning team. Call 609-345-0151 or visit calvielectric.com. If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that fit most any budget, plus condominiums, townhouses, and commercial buildings. Get your ideas together. Take them to Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, or phone them at 609-398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality. So a dream start for Toms River North, Mark. It was a very impressive drive, especially that 3rd and long conversion, and after that, really the Micah Ford show.
Yeah, and by the way, props to number 75, the right guard, Haitham Harani, who had a nice block on that touchdown run. Mike, what impressed me was Ford ran it successfully between the tackles, outside. As we said, not much deception, just came right at you.
So Washington Township, the Minutemen, will have their first possession of the game here following this kickoff. Yanni with the deep kick, deep-ish, bounces to the 10. Scooped up and brought back just outside the 20-yard line there. And it looks like that was Deshaun Long on the return, the 5'10 sophomore. And so here we'll get our first look at the Minuteman offense. We talked about him off the top. Jared Dzergowski, the junior. Of course, a starter last season, really had some electric plays, and I know Mike Schatzman is really excited to see what his junior can do at quarterback this year.
Well, you know what else? He never played quarterback until last season. I mean, not in midgets, not anywhere. He'd been a running back. He's also an excellent baseball player, too, and I think he's going to have, obviously, chances to do that if that's what he chooses as well at the next level.
So Dzergowski will be in the gun to start here. Man in motion, right to left, and the handoff goes that way. Pick up a few yards there, as I believe that was Long again on the carry.
You know, it's interesting. Jackson Hoops, number 30, or excuse me, Nasir McDougal, number 33, almost overran the play, but had enough in there to make that tackle.
So a gain of maybe half a yard. It'll be 2nd and long here. Dzergowski once again in the gun. Another handoff. And this one bounces out to the right side. First down yardage and more that time as Logan Perez picks up the first down run, the junior. And a big start there for the Minutemen to move the sticks.
Perez was more like a slot back last year. This year they're going to use him more to do plays like this. That shows his speed to get to the outside, and he didn't waste much motion either.
So 1st and 10 now, across the 35. Dzergowski fakes the throw. Now he takes off. Look at the speed here, Mark. Jared on the run. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10. Jared Dzergowski all the way in for the touchdown. The quick pump fake, but that was designed. That was run all the way, and he's in for 6.
64 yards that time, and you know what's interesting at the back end of this, and this was a design run all the way. This was a quarterback draw. Watch at the back end, he has Ford chasing him, and he outruns him there. Ford couldn't get the angle on him. That's an outstanding job by Dzergowski.
So we talked about it off of the top. These two quarterbacks are really going to be in the spotlight, and we weren't lying to you. Big plays from both of them. Obviously, a huge one there as Washington Township answers. That kick is up and good. Kicker for Washington Township is junior Josh Franchi. And just like that, we're all square at 7 with 3:38 to go here in the first quarter. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th Street and the Boardwalk in Ocean City is a popular summer destination. Gillian's will be open until 10 this weekend and through Labor Day weekend, and they give you a chance to enjoy their amusement rides every weekend in September. The summer continues through September at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th and the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at gillians.com. Shore True Value Hardware in Summers Point hopes that you will continue to shop locally. They offer friendly service and expert advice. At Shore Hardware, they'll do anything to help. They're open weekdays until 7, Saturdays until 6, Sundays until 4. Help is just around the corner at Shore True Value Hardware, 515 New Road in Summers Point. Call them at 609-927-6464 or visit them online at shorehardware.com. Johnson's Popcorn, known all over the Delaware Valley, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. They're open all year, 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Call them at 1-800-842-2676 or go online at johnsonspopcorn.com to place your order. Johnson's Popcorn since 1940.
You know, Mike, one of the other reasons why that touchdown worked, Toms River North has to respect Dzergowski's passing ability as well.
No doubt, and even that, we talked about it. It was obviously, this is a little bit funky looking here on the kickoff there, and not sure if that was designed. It couldn't have been designed as that kick sails out of bounds. But just to get back to your point, Mark, yeah, I mean, you have to respect the pass there, but that was designed all the way. I mean, that was a quarterback draw and obviously a great call matching up against that kind of defense. You said Ford was on the run, who has a ton of speed, but he came from the other side of the field, and Dzergowski can certainly put the burners on as well.
I'm just saying there are some quarterbacks that Ford would be able to catch in that situation.
No doubt, yeah. Point taken.
Dzergowski's not one of them.
So that was awkward looking, to say the least, as the special teams unit for the Minutemen was not in unison there running up to that kickoff. I'm not sure if that was by design. I would think it wasn't. Kick sails out, so we'll start at the 35 here. Ford, a little bit of trouble handling the ball, but he flips a pass out to his left and some room to move out there, as that was Council once again on the catch, 6'3", junior, and picks up some positive yards on first down. Here's that kickoff. Let's take another look. Is sort of some starting and stopping, and no way that's designed, right?
You know what, though? He got a pretty good foot on it for just taking one step that time on it.
It's kind of a bigger point. We talked about a little before the broadcast. Such an early start to the season now. Sometimes special teams kind of gets left behind in terms of preparation for this Week 0 game. Here's some room to run around the right side, but Township quickly closes it off as Dzergowski set the edge quickly. I said there was room to run, but that room closed as Moore was gobbled up there by Township.
Well, you know what happened? Number 22, Mike Tomasetti, he did not make the tackle, Mike, but he held things up. He took a couple blockers in there, let his teammates come in there, so that's something you won't see on the stat sheet, but he did a great job on that play.
3rd and 1 from the 44-yard line of North.
These are always dangerous plays where maybe you go up the middle and then break it outside, so you have to watch it with a guy like Ford.
Moore comes into the backfield now to the left of Ford. Gets the carry. Has first down yardage. He's across midfield. Finally tackled there by Dzergowski and company, but not before first down. So a nice third down run on third and short that time from Josh Moore. And North is right at midfield, moving again.
Big number 76, Nick Bialco, 6'5", 240, one of the guys paving the way. You know, as much as Ford is impressive, this is a really good offensive line for the Mariners.
Certainly one of the best in the state in terms of public schools. Ford looking to pass. Plenty of time, lobs one up, little underthrown, and fortunate there, as for Washington Township, John Williams was in position, but give the Mariners receivers credit. They kind of came back on the ball and almost acted as the DBs there to break up the interception.
Well, one thing that Ford did, and it helped the Washington Township defense, he didn't look off any targets. Again, that's one of the hardest things for quarterbacks to do, a lot of them looking right at the receivers. He did not do that. Everybody was covered. He showed a lot of poise, though. I thought he was going to take off and run, but he tried to make the play in the air.
He had all day to throw, thanks in large part to that outstanding offensive line in front of him. Fake the sweep. Ford keeps it, keeps his balance, and has a first down run there. Good play design there. Nasir Jackson, I think Township thought he might get the ball on the sweep, as we do have a player shaken up after the play.
It was a delayed play, but 75, Haitham Harani cleared the way with just a leveling block.
Take another look here as they fake the sweep.
There you saw it, 75, as he pushed number 2 for Washington Township. Gabe Moscow just out of the way and cleared it.
This is Nasir McDougald, 6'2", 240-pound senior, a little shaken up right at midfield here. So a chance to remind you that Shoppies is even better online. You may know their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but you can order whatever you need at Shoppy.com. Remember, you are not presenting the best trophy if it's not a Shoppy trophy. Call them at 609-653-1684 since 1921. Of course, now starting a new century. That's Shoppies. Mark, we saw a lot of cramping yesterday, and again, we're not going to speculate. This doesn't look like a cramp, so hoping that McDougald is all right, but you know, we did see a lot of that, and just as I say that, he pops right up to his feet. So that's a great sign there.
That's great to see that.
Hustling back now over to grab his mouthpiece there.
But you're right. You know, August football, you're always going to see some cramping. Now, and these teams are in shape. I mean, these teams are working hard. Sometimes it's just so tough.
Yeah, it's not a lot of time. I alluded to it, you know, when we were talking about that funky-looking kickoff. I mean, you know, these kids just were allowed to put the pads on just about 2 weeks ago. So obviously they're working out over the summer and 7-on-7 and all that. But, you know, it's like cramming for a test, right? This week 0 game comes quickly. Sometimes the special teams and some other areas can get a little neglected on the lead up. Here's a carry right up the middle. This is Moore back on the field. And Township, pretty nice job there. Gives them about 2 or 3 yards, but the Minutemen defense swarming and rallying to the ball there.
Juliano Scavetta, number 44, coming in, closing in, making a great textbook tackle, just wrapping his arms around there. That's the way you want to make them.
Scavetta, a junior. Bring up 2nd and 7 now, just inside the 35. Ford looks to pass again. Down the seam, that throw is high. And again, fortunate there as that ball went off of the hands of Jeremiah Pruitt. And just a little bit high into the outside, and really lucky that no Minuteman was there in the area to pick that one off.
And Pruitt, by the way, has just game-breaking ability, so you certainly have to watch what he can do.
1:12 to go in this fast-moving first quarter. Don't want to jinx it.
Well, one of the things, Mike, he's getting plenty of time to throw the ball. We're talking about the run blocking. The pass blocking has been good, too.
Third down throw is complete right at the sticks, and I believe North will have enough for the first down here. And Jackson on the catch. And like I said, made the catch. It was a good route. He knew exactly how deep he needed to get there, Mark. He got to that spot, turned around, caught the football, and it will be a first down for Toms River North.
You know, Ford ran the ball so much in that first drive. They're really mixing it up here right now.
Wonder if they're setting up another possible design big run for Ford later in this drive. We'll see. Moore in motion to the left. Gets the handoff. Some space on the right side. Flags come in. This might be a hold. This one could be coming back as Stone is motioning. He was held. And for now, it's a gain of 3, but we'll get the call here. And it is, in fact, a hold. John Stone, the Rutgers commit, helping the officials out there. And this will back up Toms River North.
Boy, Deshaun Long coming up from the secondary to help on that tackle. He's a very impressive young player, sophomore for this Washington Township team. You know, you talk about John Stone. He did not play a lot of defense last year. He's been on the field a lot defensively here, number 71.
Yeah, really one of those guys. He's a program guy, right? I mean, he's a Division I commit, and at that point he could say, Coach, you know, I'm just playing the offensive line. That's what I'm going to play in college. You know, I don't want to mess around with anything else, but that's the culture of Washington Township. You know, a lot of these kids, it's a big school, but, you know, the better kids obviously play both ways, and Stone doesn't mind playing on that defensive line this year. Pass going right down the seam. It's caught for a touchdown. Tremendous catch there as Tariq Council hauls it in and tumbles in for the score. Let's see. Did he get in? Now the referees are, yes, he did. So it is a touchdown. Thought I saw those hands up. But great pass, maybe a little bit overthrown, but Ford wasn't off by much as we take a look at the replay here. Ford certainly put it in a spot where Council could go get it. Didn't have to dive, but the outstretched arms there and really just put it right on the money. I take all of that back. It was a perfect throw from Ford.
Yeah, it was an outstanding throw that time because John Williams, number 4, had good coverage.
So 13-7 with the extra point here pending from Papanopoulos. Kick is up and good, and with 3 seconds left in this first quarter, Toms River North back on top of Washington Township, 14-7. Winning teams know that the key to success is getting the job done right the first time. For over 100 years, Calvi Electric has applied that philosophy to their business to offer an unparalleled level of electrical expertise and service to every single customer. Now you can bring Calvi's expertise into your home for your electrical problems or improvements, and they can install solar panels that will save you money. Make Calvi Electric a part of your winning team. Call them at 609-345-0151 or visit calvielectric.com. So an interesting contrast there on the 2 Toms River North drives, Mark. It was really a lot of the ground game on the opening drive, and on that previous drive right there, they did it through the air. The Mariners very effective, a tremendous throw from Ford. It wasn't necessarily an easy catch down there from Council, but just ran right through the ball and got in.
And the other thing we have to say, when Washington Township faces a dilemma because they've got no pressure on Ford. You bring more people in, he gets by them, he has a lot of open running room. So you have to pick your poison against him. But this O-line has done a great job. He's been able to hang in there, make the throws, and not face a lot of pressure.
High level of execution from both teams in this first quarter here. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. This kick is fielded right outside the 10-yard line. Plenty of speed moving left to right. And twisting up near the 35 that time is Logan Perez, and Washington Township will begin its next drive there as the clock had to have struck 0, and it does. So we'll step aside after 1. Toms River North on top of Washington Township, 14-7.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
No one out-cheeses, out-meats, out-supremes, out-crusts, or outstuffs the Hut. Because when it comes to making your favorites, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Mike Frankel, Mark Narducci back with you for the start of the second quarter on day 2 of the Battle at the Beach here in Ocean City. Beautiful day for football. A little warm, but you're going to get that late August here at the shore as Washington Township has the football but trails Toms River North by a score of 14-7. 3 possessions in that first quarter mark, 3 touchdowns. Now it's the Minutemen's second possession of the game right here. So obviously moving left to right on your video screen here. Minutemen dressed in red. Dzergowski out of the gun. He had a long touchdown run on Township's first drive. And breaking free here, getting into the second level and then some is Perez. As Logan Perez with a big first down run to move into Toms River North territory. And another big play from this Washington Township offense.
You know what I like about Perez? He wasn't in a hurry to get there. He waited, read his blocks, took his time, and then saw his opening and made the play.
So both defenses really having a difficult time stopping the opposing offense here, as Washington Township is into enemy territory here. Dzergowski on the design keeper, puts his shoulder down. Not afraid to dish out some contact there. A little extracurricular activity after the play here between Stone and McDougald. And no flags thrown as some cooler heads prevail.
Speaking of contact, you know, we talk about Logan Perez and his good breakaway speed and everything. He put his shoulder into a defender that time, was not shy about trying to make some room for his QB.
Take another look here at what you're talking about there, Mark. Yeah, I think it was right before we picked it up there, but Dzergowski, too, putting his shoulder down. I mean, just tough runner on both sides, both Ford and Dzergowski. That's been the theme so far today. Jarrett in the gun. Pitch out to the right. Perez, foot in the ground, cuts it up. And maybe a horse collar. Certainly Washington Township wanted one called as big number 79. Matthews in on that tackle. 6'7", 300. Another big player for Toms River North.
76, Nick Fiacco made the play, though. Did not make the tackle. He forced that play inside so his teammates could clean up. That was an excellent job by him.
So 3rd and 6 here. Dzergowski looking to throw. That one is nearly picked off. Number 28 there, Christian Oliveri. Maybe could have had 6 the other way, but he just couldn't catch it. And now decision time for Mike Schatzman and the Minutemen. You'd think they go for it here. I mean, they're inside the 40. And it looks like the offense will stay on the field. So first 4th down play of the day.
See if Dzergowski gets like a run-pass option here.
He's in the gun, and he was maybe attempting a quick kick there.
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was going to do that.
But first we have a Toms River North timeout on the field, so we'll get to 4th down right after this. If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that will fit most any budget, plus condominiums, townhouses, and commercial buildings. Get your ideas together. Take them to Halliday Leonard at 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, or phone them at 609-398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th Street and the Boardwalk in Ocean City, of course, is a popular summer destination. Gillian's will be open until 10 this weekend and through Labor Day weekend, and they give you the chance to enjoy their amusement rides every weekend in September. The summer continues through September at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th and the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at gillians.com. So we'll see what Washington Township does coming back out, but that's almost some throwback football there, that quick kick from the quarterback. Yeah, you're kind of in between territory here. I mean, it's not a no-brainer to go for it. I certainly could see more aggressive coaches doing that at this point in the game, but, you know, another school of thought says, hey, try to punt this away and pin them deep. We'll see.
I personally would go for it.
Offense is on the field. Dzergowski looking to throw, and that ball is tipped. And a nice play made out there by Toms River North. I believe that was number 4, Pruitt, who's been a factor on both sides of the ball, and he forces the turnover on downs.
You know, you go out in that flat area, Washington Township almost lucky that Pruitt wasn't able to maybe intercept that, and he would have had a lot of room to move.
So a turnover on downs. First stop of the game comes from the Mariners defense.
Pruitt was a first-team All-Group 5 defensive back last year for NJ.com, so as a sophomore.
Yeah, that was the theme in talking with the Mariners preseason as this quick throw comes out and off of the hands there of Jackson. I mean, sometimes it's tough to replicate success, and you know it's always a big thing if a team falls just short. Hey, we'll get them next year. Well, you don't necessarily have the same team next year. This team is pretty much the same. Obviously, graduating some seniors, but a lot of key players back, as you were alluding to there. Ford, and the K brothers, and obviously, some of the others we've mentioned so far here today, Pruitt. And this is a team that feels like it can get back there and maybe contend for a state championship this year.
This is one team that uses the pass to set up the run.
Here's Ford looking to pass again. Able to connect here near the sideline and then making his way back toward the middle is Cameron Thomas. Just a sophomore, 148 pounds. Thomas making the most of his opportunity there as picks up a couple yards.
Deshaun Long didn't make the tackle. It looked like he missed it, but he forced him again into the center, and there were plenty of red jerseys to clean up after that.
So gain of about 4, maybe 3 on the play here. Set up 3rd and 7. North just past their own 40-yard line here. Another big 3rd down play. Ford looking, dumps it down over the middle, has first down yardage and more. And that's one of those senior captains, Ty Kazanowski, calling his name for the first time. Doesn't necessarily get a ton of touches, but he's a very big part of this team. And he picks up the conversion on 3rd down. Just a well-designed play there, Mark, a high percentage play. And Ford hits Kazanowski. Those two, I'm sure, do that in practice about a dozen times a day.
Kazanowski, known more for being a defensive disruptor, but I'll tell you, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with Ford. Yeah, we know about his running game and everything. He's just showing so much poise back there today.
Moore in motion. Now it's Ford on a designed run behind his offensive line, spinning for a first down and more. It looked like that was big number 76, Biacco, leading the way. Ford even had a hand in his back, showing the big fella where to go, and those two team up for a first down run.
Absolutely, pure power. Now again, they had done several passes, setting it up for the run.
Just over 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Toms River North on top of Washington Township by a score of 14-7. Day 2 at the Battle at the Beach. Game 2 of 4 today. Big one coming up next, St. Peter's Prep versus St. Augustine Prep. Then it'll be RBC against St. John Vianney to close out the action tonight. And some motion on the line here before this play gets started. And it'll be a false start against Toms River North. It'll back them up 5. Haven't been a ton of penalties so far here today. And another great slate of games tomorrow to round out, cap off, if you will, second annual event. Millville will be in action tomorrow morning.
Remember that short pass to Kazanowski? That middle could be open.
Ford steps up in the pocket, trying to climb the pocket, and he is sacked that time. Number 54 in red, Nate Leone, the senior, hauls him down.
Oh, it's a good thing Leone got a hold of him, because it looked like Ford was ready to wiggle out of trouble, and he would have had a ton of yards there. Boy, Leone doing a great job staying on it there. The other thing about Ford, we talk about what an elusive player and all he is. He can break tackles. He is a tough runner. He can run between the tackles. He's not just a flyer.
We saw Ja'Kai Coates of Salem put on a show yesterday. Ford built very much the same way. But now the ball goes on the ground, scooped up by Washington Township, and we're off the other way. Jason de Blasio, can they catch him? They do inside the 5-yard line. Great hustle from Pruitt. But Washington Township forces the fumble. De Blasio with the return all the way inside the 5.
Mike, it was number 50, Colin Woodward, who made the play for Washington Township. Watch, you'll see 50 throws him there.
De Blasio with the shot to sort of finish Ford off, and then the scoop. But, hey, give a lot of credit to Pruitt. A lot of teams sort of, I don't want to say give up, but just say, hey, I can't catch him. But Pruitt, his speed on display there, saves a touchdown for the moment. You never know.
That's why Pruitt's one of the best defensive backs in the state.
So a great opportunity here for Washington Township. And first we have a timeout called by the Minutemen as they want to get things organized here after the change of possession. Shore True Value Hardware in Summers Point hopes that you will continue to shop locally. They offer friendly service and expert advice. At Shore Hardware, they'll do anything to help. They're open weekdays until 7, Saturdays until 6, Sundays until 4. Help is just around the corner at Shore True Value Hardware, 515 New Road in Summers Point. Call them at 609-927-6464 or visit them online at shorehardware.com. Johnson's Popcorn, known all over the Delaware Valley, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. They're open all year. 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Call them at 1-800-842-2676 or go online at johnsonspopcorn.com to place your order. Johnson's Popcorn since 1940. So great opportunity here, Mark, for Washington Township. Good defensive work, as Ford has been so solid with the football here today, but that time it popped loose on him. And de Blasio, as we mentioned, sort of giving Ford a shove on the way down to make sure Ford stayed away from the loose ball, and then he's also able to scoop it up and run.
I'll tell you one thing that'll work right now, right here, would be play action.
Couple receivers to the right, 3 in fact, 1 to the left. Spread out here for Jared Dzergowski. He's on the run, has the angle, and strolls in for his second touchdown of the day. Another well-designed play there. Washington Township spreading the Mariners out. Plenty of room for the junior quarterback to stroll in.
And wait till you see this, the replay. Watch number 3, Perez, right there at the screen. Just getting a piece right there, and that gave him the room.
Dzergowski doesn't need a lot, but you're right. That was an excellent block to get that play going and prevent a tackle for loss. So that brings Township within 1 with the extra point pending right here. Hold is down, kick is up, and the kick is good off the foot of number 47. Once again, Josh Franchi. And with that, we're all tied up at 14 with 6.5 minutes to go before halftime. Shoppy's is even better online. You may know their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but you can order whatever you need at Shoppy.com. Remember, you are not presenting the best trophy if it's not a Shoppy trophy. Phone them at 609-653-1684. Shoppy's since 1921 and now starting a new century. Winning teams know the key to success is getting the job done right the first time. For over 100 years, Calvi Electric has applied that philosophy to their business to offer an unparalleled level of electrical expertise and service to every single customer. Now you can bring Calvi's expertise into your home for your electrical problems or improvements, and they can install solar panels that will save you money. Make Calvi Electric part of your winning team. Call them at 609-345-0151 or visit calvielectric.com. Entertaining, competitive game so far. You know, we thought this might be one of the better games of the weekend, Mark. It's certainly shaping up to be that way to this point.
You know, Mike, one of the things I'm noticing, too, we talked about both offensive lines, very good, but both of these teams, their skill position people are not afraid to make blocks. And that's another reason why both of them have great ground attacks.
So North will get another chance here. That was the first turnover of the game. Washington Township making the most of it. The long return from de Blasio, and then the second touchdown run of the day from Dzergowski. Kick is away. Short kick. Fielded right inside the 20 by North. This is Jackson on the run. A little bit of room up the middle and a nice return as he brings it just short of the 40-yard line. And plenty of time here for Toms River North. More than half of the quarter, in fact. And we'll see if the Mariners can bounce back from that mistake. Try to get the lead right back. So it'll be Ford again in the gun. That's how they operate. Moore to his left. The give goes to Josh Moore. Moore right up the middle. And close to first down yardage. Give him a gain of about 9. So great pickup on first down as he tumbles down right inside the C on the OC logo at midfield. Bring up second and short for Toms River North.
You know, 76 Bianco, we've mentioned his name so much. He's just flattening people out there.
This is a big, strong offensive line for Toms River North. Plenty of room to run. Another give to Moore, and this time the Minutemen meet him in the backfield. I'll tell you what, the first one in there was Giuliano Scavetta. He had some help, but he really got the initial penetration to blow that play up.
Well, what he did, he almost overran the play that time. He just had enough to get a hold of the jersey. Excellent play by him.
So really no gain on the play. Looked like a tackle for loss, but North got it back to that original line of scrimmage or close to it. Ball's just a little bit out further near the hash now. So still 3rd and 1 here. Ford running to his right. Gets a block and tumbles forward for a first down. Lost his footing in there. He's a little frustrated. I think Micah thought he maybe could make that a little bit bigger of a play, but gets the job done for now, and it moves the sticks.
Rush is good for the Mariners, first down.
Under 5 to go. Still plenty of time here as North tries to march down the field and regain the lead before halftime. Ford ready for the snap, gets it. Hand off to Moore. Tries to bounce outside. Finds a little seam there, and that's really good running from Josh Moore. I mean, that play was designed to go up the middle. That wasn't there. Moore had some patience, found a block on the outside, and made some positive yards there.
You know, we've mentioned number 2, Gabe Moscow. He again held that play up, forced it back to the middle. He's doing an excellent job at that outside backer position for Township.
So 2nd and 6 here. Ford fakes the sweep, handoff, keep it himself. He's met after a gain of about 2. And that has Washington Township fired up. A number of players in on that stop. Looked like Stone was in there among some other players as well. Looks like Michael Tomasetti was in on the action. Really rallying to the play there was Washington Township. And we have a face mask call. Beg your pardon, as I didn't see that flag come in on the far side of the field. So that'll negate that good defensive stop for Township that time. And that'll make it a first down for Toms River North. So,
you know, when you're as elusive as Ford is, you're going to draw penalties like that.
Tough to bring him down, and I think, obviously, one of the Minutemen got a face full of face mask there.
You know, he fakes one way, goes the other, and you're left grabbing.
And Washington Township has that play all kinds of bottled up in the backfield. The give was to Pruitt off of the misdirection in the backfield, and Township had a number of players there. It looks like Long a little shaken up after the plays. He'll come to the sideline, but he was one of the players in on that tackle.
You know, it's interesting how the players in the Washington Township secondary today are really coming up and tackling.
So time becoming a factor now. 3 minutes to go. Still plenty of time for the Mariners here, but now they face 2nd and long from just inside the 45. And it looks like we'll have a timeout first. And that timeout was taken by Toms River North with 2:52 to go in the half. We're all square at 14. If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that will fit most any buildings. Get your ideas together. Take them to Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, or phone them at 398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th Street and the Boardwalk in Ocean City is a popular summer destination. Gillian's will be open until 10 this weekend and through Labor Day weekend, and they will give you the chance to enjoy their amusement rides every weekend in September. The summer continues through September at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th and the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at gillians.com. So 2:50 to go. We're tied at 14. Toms River North with the football, but facing 2nd and 13 here. They're at the 43-yard line. Ford rolling to his left, looking down the field. Pressure coming in for Township. Just has to throw that away, and we'll see what the call is there. Remember, Mark, they changed the rules in terms of grounding at the high school level. Now, I do believe the ball still has to be in the area of a receiver, or at least get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's what they're deeming there. Washington Township wanted that to be a grounding call, and so we take another look.
Watch how number 2 Moscow has to run all the way from that side of the field to get to him. He has been a real menace to this Toms River North offense. That's a great play by him.
So I guess you'd have to say the officials are saying because of the hit, that pass was way short. So no grounding on that play, but still a big stop for Township. Sets up 3rd and long. Ford again rolling to this near sideline, looking, floats a pass, and that's way over the head that time of Jackson. And that'll bring up 4th and long. And the punt team comes onto the field for Toms River North. So a big stop there, Mark, for Washington Township. Yeah. And now the Minutemen have about 2.5 minutes to work with.
And Nate Leone, number 54, got the big hit on Ford right as he threw the ball. Leone 5'11", 225. And Moscow was coming from that backside again as well. So the first couple possessions, remember we said Ford had a clean pocket and everything? Well, some real pressure this time by the Minutemen. Came a lot of it from the outside with Moscow doing a lot of the work.
You know, it's interesting. North has rolled him out those 2 plays, really. So, you know, it really kind of abandons, and a near block there as they are able to get the kick away. And now here comes Perez, and quickly tackled there. But you're right. I mean, you know, obviously it's a situation where the North coaches know that Ford can make plays with his legs or his arms, so you roll him out there. But then, you know, you lose the security of that great pocket provided by that great offensive line. So,
Mike, I don't know how 22 Mike Tomasetti didn't get that block.
He was close. I was right in the middle of a thought. I almost had to abandon that thought because he was right there. So that would have been a huge play for Washington Township. So we'll see what the game plan is here. You don't want to try to do anything too crazy here, but you certainly have some time. Could be one of those situations where see if you can get a big chunk play to start this drive, and then it increases your sense of urgency. But it'll be 1st down from their own 22-yard line. And now we have another timeout called by Toms River North as there were some substitution issues there. It looked like there was a player running onto the field very late that time. It was Matthews. And either way, North wants to get it sorted out. And so we'll take a timeout here with, again, 2:28 to go in the half. Washington Township with the football.
You know, Mike, it's good to see. We saw Deshaun Long, the sophomore from Washington Township, kind of come off the field a little wobbly. He's right back out there now. It's good to see.
Absolutely. 2 more games coming later today. Hope you'll join us for those. St. Peter's Prep making the trip down from North Jersey to take on St. Augustine Prep. Could be a preview of a game that we might see somewhere down the line in the non-public A-State playoffs. And then an all-shore conference affair to close things out on this Saturday night. I know, Mark, you'll be back on the call of that one tonight. It'll be RBC, Red Bank Catholic against St. John Vianney.
Red Bank Catholic, a defending state champion, and may be a little difficult to wrestle that title away from the Caseys.
An impressive run last year by RBC. 2nd year in a row, by the way, the Caseys are playing at this event. They handled Timber Creek at the Battle at the Beach last season. Township keeps it on the ground and really nothing there. Great job up front from Toms River North. Gang tackling. And it'll be no gain, maybe a loss of about a yard there.
Well, we said earlier that 16 Kai Tazanowski who caught that important pass from his tight end position, is more effective defensively. You saw it right there.
So I think that certainly wants to, I should say Washington Township maybe wants to slow things down a little more after that no gain play on first down, as we're under 2 to go. Dzergowski in the gun. He'll keep it on the ground, moving to his left, finds a little seam, and then finally tackled there by Ford. QB on QB crime there.
Yeah, number 1 on number 1.
So it'll bring up 3rd and short. Again, it's not a lot of time left, 1:30. See how Schatzman and the Minutemen want to play this.
There was not a whole lot there for Dzergowski. I think he got the most out of that situation. He waited.
So 3rd and 3 now. Again, they keep it on the ground. Big hit comes in. Township able to bounce off. Maybe not enough for the first down, though. Perez did well to stay on his feet that time, Mark. North didn't wrap up, instead trying to opt for that big hit. Still not enough for the first down, though.
That was Pruitt, who we've talked about in glowing terms in this first half. Again, one of the best around.
North, by the way, out of timeout, so this clock continues to run, and I think that was part of the strategy there for Washington Township, playing things a little more, more safe, if you will.
In fact, they may take a timeout here, run the clock down and take a timeout here.
Not a bad idea. Under 25 seconds to go as the stadium clock here at Cary Stadium gets stuck on some numbers from time to time, but then catches up. Under 15 now.
I'll tell you one thing, Mike, and they do take the timeout. With Council and Ford, with Council and Pruitt back there, I would not kick the ball in bounds.
Yeah, I think that's the right strategy, Mark. I mean, you know, you just want to avoid disaster at this point, right? 9 seconds left in the half. You know the other team doesn't have any timeouts. Just get this punt away and try to angle it out of bounds, and that's really going to eat up most of the clock. We'll see. It's one of those situations, I think, that if you're Washington Township, you just kind of hope there were 9 less ticks on that clock. You just want to get into halftime here.
It's been a great first half, and I think one of the keys in the second half is going to be which team can hold up from all the pounding that they're taking, which defense can hold up from the pounding they've taken from these offensive lines. How fresh are they going to be in the fourth quarter?
I think you're already seeing a more competitive day today than yesterday. Really wasn't a close game yesterday of the 4. You know, Ocean City hung in with Neshaminy in the final game of the day for a while, but 21-0 was the final score. This feels like the first true close game of the day. Of the event, I should say.
I saw Mainland win 37-0 over EHT. Very impressive game by the Mustangs.
There's that punt you were talking about. It didn't go very far, though, and I'll tell you what. We'll see where the officials mark it, and it'll be, well, it made it almost to the 50. So 3 seconds left on the clock. I don't know, if you're Toms River North, what do you do here? Do you take a knee? Do you let Ford throw one into the end zone?
I would never take a knee with a guy like Ford. I would.
He certainly has the arm strength here.
And the other thing you have to watch is he's got the scrambling ability as well. So I would not do it. Now, we'll see. We'll see.
North coaching staff still thinking about it here as they...
With Dave Osowitz and his staff are going to decide.
Still thinking about it as the Mariners now trot back onto the field.
It looks like a tight formation where they won't do much, but we'll see.
All right, so probably the last play of the half here, 3 seconds to go, and there's that knee. So not wanting to take any chances or maybe get their quarterback hurt trying to roll him out. And that's the way the first half comes to an end. It's been a tremendous game so far. At the break, Washington Township and Toms River North all square at 14. Stay with us. Mark and I will be back in just a few minutes for the start of the second half.
Whoever you are, whatever you like, there's a place where memories become traditions. So this summer, come on down and enjoy all that's fun at the shore. Plan today and book your vacation in America's greatest family resort. Ocean City, New Jersey. We're less than a tank of gas away.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
No one out-cheeses, out-meats, out-supremes, out-crusts, or outstuffs the Hut. Because when it comes to making your favorites, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Whoever you are, whatever you like, there's a place where memories become traditions. So this summer, come on down and enjoy all that's fun at the shore. Plan today and book your vacation in America's greatest family resort. Ocean City, New Jersey. We're less than a tank of gas away.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
No one out-cheeses, out-meats, out-supremes, out-crusts, or outstuffs the Hut. Because when it comes to making your favorites, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Whoever you are, whatever you like, there's a place where memories become traditions. So this summer, come on down and enjoy all that's fun at the shore. Plan today and book your vacation in America's greatest family resort. Ocean City, New Jersey. We're less than a tank of gas away.
We live in a community that cares. We make sure everyone eats, everyone plays, everyone stays warm, and everyone is protected. We support our youth in organizations that teach the value of community and self-worth. We make strides against breast cancer every day. Together, in this community, we make a difference. RK Chevrolet, RK Kia, and RK Subaru, proudly serving our community since 1982.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
No one out-cheeses, out-meats, out-supremes, out-crusts, or outstuffs the Hut. Because when it comes to making your favorites, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Getting set to begin the second half here at Cary Stadium in Ocean City. Washington Township and Toms River North all square at 14 at the break. Mike Frankel, Mark Narducci on the call with you here today. Mark, an entertaining first half. We talked about it a little bit at the top of the broadcast. This had a chance to be one of the better games of the weekend. It's lived up to that billing so far.
Oh, there's no question about it. And it's interesting, too, because Toms River North came out running its first series, came out passing its second series, and ended up scoring in both. I think one of the differences, Mike, later in the half is Washington Township finally got some pressure on Micah Ford. He had really none until the last series or the last drive, and it made a major difference.
Ford and, of course, Washington Township quarterback Jared Dzergowski, they've been as good as advertised. Both players making a ton of plays with their legs, a few with their arms as well. Dzergowski, 2 touchdown runs for Washington Township. Ford has a touchdown run and a touchdown pass, a tremendous throw. It was Tariq Council reeling it in. And we're square at 14 at the break as the Minutemen will receive the second half kickoff. Of course, Washington Township, if you're just joining us, dressed in red. Toms River North, the Mariners, dressed in white.
I think Washington Township's got to pass the ball a little bit more here. I think that if they just get too predictable for the run, that's the one thing Toms River North has done a nice job of mixing things up.
Papanopoulos sends it away, and it's fielded right inside the 10-yard line there, and not much doing on the return. As great play there by the special teams unit of Toms River North, and so tough field position to open up the half here for Washington Township as we'll get our first look at the Minutemen offense here in the second half. No turnovers for the Minutemen in that first half. Just the one for Toms River North. It was a big one, though, Mark, as the Minutemen were able to strip forward the big return and eventually set up a touchdown run by Dzergowski.
By the way, special teams solid for Toms River North. That's a nice tackle by Nasir Jackson on that last play.
Yeah, great coverage there on the kickoff team. So here's the junior, Jared Dzergowski. 2 touchdown runs so far today. He leads the Township offense. Both teams like to operate out of the gun. Quick throw here to the right side. Minimal gain there as John Williams, the senior, 6'1", making the catch and turning upfield for some positive yards. Give him a gain of 5 on the play.
Well, just as I said right before the kickoff, I think that this is what Washington Township has to do. I mean, they don't have to go in an all-out air attack, but they have to give them some different looks.
Second down here for Township. Again, the Minutemen coming off a 6-3 season a year ago. Number 1 seed in the playoffs, but a first-round playoff loss to Lenape. Try to run it right up the middle, and not much doing there. Good work up front by Toms River North, as that play was really going nowhere. It'll set up 3rd and about 5 from the 25.
Jalene Matthews, number 79, was one of those guys in there, Mike. 6'7", 300 pounds. With some pretty good quickness as well, as we've seen, really on both sides of the ball.
That's the difference, right? These days, you have the big bodies, but it's the quickness. You just never saw that 15, 20 years ago. So a key early 3rd down here in the 3rd quarter for Township. Minutemen spread out. The throw in and out of the hands of a player, nearly intercepted. And in coverage there for North was Ty Bolin. He had a shot to pick that off. Couldn't quite get his hands on it. And really a missed opportunity for Township as that play was there to be made.
Yeah, I think it was de Blasio. I think he'd like to have that one back. But I did like the strategy of Washington Township, just changing things up a little bit, because just like we said, Toms River North using the pass to set up the run, that's what I think Township's going to try to do here.
Dzergowski, also the punter, takes a fortuitous Minuteman bounce and really should have let it roll a few more yards, but it was touchdown right at the 45-yard line, so it'll be great field position here for Toms River North as we see the Mariners for the first time in the 3rd quarter. Again, Toms River North, if you're just joining us, coming off a 7-4 campaign a year ago, a run to a sectional final where it was a touchdown by Kingsway in the final seconds that denied the Mariners a sectional championship. But as we talked about in the first half, it's a loaded team that feels like they can contend for a state championship this year.
By the way, Kingsway has as many people back as anyone in Group 5. I think the Dragons are going to be heard from.
Kingsway, Toms River North, Washington Township. Those three teams could be there in the end. And again, it's Josh Moore on the carry. He's been the primary featured running back today, although if you want to talk about the featured runner, it has to be Ford, but the running back is a nice change of pace for the North offense.
Nick Willano, 5'11", 200-pound fullback, just cleared some way there that time. We've really been impressed with how the running backs, the fullbacks, and the receivers have been throwing blocks here today for both teams.
Ford to throw this one. That's swatted away at the line of scrimmage. Knocked down there by Washington Township. Troy Molson, one of the players in on that.
3rd and 7.
Set up a 3rd down here for North. It was really the offenses putting on a show in that first half, but you saw the North defense get a 3 and out to begin the 3rd. We'll see if Township can do the same. 3rd and long here, just inside midfield. Ford in the gun, Moore to his left. Moore running out of the backfield, looking for him, connects with him. Moore made a nice catch as he had to turn around, Mark, and spin right near the sideline. Did well to A, catch that ball, to B, stay in bounds. He points forward. Yes, sir, it's a 1st down.
And that was a great throw because Deshaun Long, number 8, wasn't too far away from coverage right there. So he really had to put it on the spot there, and a great catch and run. That time by number 24, Josh Moore.
Yeah, not the easiest play to make, but making it look easy. Fresh set of downs here for North. Ford on the ground. He's got some positive yards. He's close to 1st down yardage there. Just such a tough runner. I mean, obviously you have to be when you put the ball in his hands so much with these designed runs, but if you're trying to tackle him with one player, you're going to have trouble, as now we have a Washington Township Minuteman shaken up on the field.
Well, you know what's interesting, and we've said this throughout the game, Mike, he's not just this darty, flashy runner. That time he had number 54, Nate Leone, and he was dragging him. Leone's 5'11", 225, and yet Ford was just dragging him a couple of extra yards. Just to show just tremendous leg strength that he has.
Gabe Moscow shaken up. Number 2, the junior.
But what a game he's had so far. You know, he kind of really helped turn things around with that outside rush that he put some pressure on late in the first half on Ford.
He's walking off under his own power. And we talked about in the first half. It's hot. It's hot out here. Could be some cramping issues, but we'll see. Seems to be okay for now. He'll, of course, have to sit this play out. 2nd and short now. It was a gain of about 8 on 1st down off of the run from the junior Micah Ford.
I just get the impression that Ford is going to start carrying the ball more again.
Takes the shotgun snap. This time they go to Moore. Moore finds a little wiggle room off of left tackle. And it looks like he plunges forward enough for a 1st down. Gain of 3. And that'll move the sticks once more. Moore's a tough runner too, Mark. I mean, obviously he doesn't get the headlines, not as flashy as Ford with the football, but certainly very effective. When you need a couple of yards, Moore can pick those yards up.
Not only that, I think he's one of the more patient runners that you'll see. That time again, he didn't just dart through the hole. He waited till he had a little bit of an opening and then made his move.
Moore still just a junior along with Ford, so that's the backfield that North will have for this season and next.
This junior class outstanding for Toms River North.
This is Moore again. Hurdles a little bit at the line of scrimmage. He's loose. Josh Moore, one man to beat, a stiff arm. He's into the end zone. Township wants a flag for hurdling, and they're not going to get it. Josh Moore rumbles in for the touchdown. Washington Township pleading its case to the officials. Of course, you can't jump over players at the high school level.
Well, Dzergowski was the guy. You'll see number 1. The Moore gets by.
It's such a fine line, Mark. I mean,
yeah,
what are you asking these kids to do? They can't run into bodies on the ground. You have to jump over them.
I think it's a good no call. I mean,
you usually see that called in open space. If a runner goes low and gets hurdled, that's where that rule really applies. But to get past the line of scrimmage here, as we take another look, I mean, what are you really asking Moore to do there? A, just run into that pile, and B, perhaps get injured because people are low by his knees. I mean, I understand the rule. I'm not sure the rule needs to be applied there. Either way, tremendous play there, as we were just talking about the running abilities of Josh Moore. Schatzman wants an explanation here. It's tough. I mean, you understand why the rule's in place, and now the officials are going to go talk to Toms River North sideline. Dave Ozowitz getting an explanation. Seems fired up about it. You know,
Doesn't look happy now.
I didn't see a flag, though, did you? And now they are coming back here. So this is interesting. Obviously, bookmark this. And it'll have a big effect on the game either way here. Still haven't seen a flag or a call made, but I've seen some talking to the coaches. So just waiting for a signal from the officials here. Still nothing. Okay, so we have an inadvertent whistle is the call here. Can't say I heard one. I mean, we are in the press box, so wish we had a better explanation for you. We don't, and we're back underway, though. Ford, a couple tough yards, the left side. In on that tackle there was Nate Leone and company. Just a weird sequence there, Mark. I mean, I'd assume they were discussing the hurdle there. I didn't hear a whistle, but we can't necessarily hear everything. The windows are closed here in the press box.
Well, either way, Toms River North is marching toward a score.
Just might take them a little longer at this point.
I mean, we'll just see. It doesn't look like, I mean, this is a veteran team. Doesn't look like they were rattled by it. Obviously, they weren't happy by it. Look at that. I just think that Ford's going to carry the ball here. Yeah.
Good prediction there. He goes around the left side, tumbles forward.
We had an empty backfield, and everybody was lined up on the line like that.
They're not disguising much there. They know where they want to run. They just want to beat you.
You know what's interesting though? A lot of times, Mike, when he hands off, he's not faking the handoff and keeping it. Most of the times, he's handing it off.
So 3rd and short now.
I think he's going to do it again.
And he does. Finds a little seam. And it looks like he has enough for the first down. First down is the call. So it'll be 1st and goal now for Toms River North. Again, North thinking it had a touchdown a couple minutes ago. Inadvertent whistle was the end of that sequence. But they're on the move again now.
He got tackled by 6'3", 285-pound John Stone. Stone now out of the game, getting a breather.
So 1st and goal here. Moore behind Ford. Handoff goes to Moore. Township's in there, and they make the tackle for loss, and now a flag comes in.
I think there's a face mask there.
I think you're right. Certainly looked like it. Be a half the distance penalty here, you would assume.
Logan Brown, 45.
Face mask against the Minutemen.
So that'll bring the Mariners closer here. Replay first down, be 1st and goal here. Just about halfway through this 3rd quarter, still tied at 14, but the Mariners threatening and then some.
Half the distance to the goal. First down, Mariners.
So this time it'll be Ford by himself. Moore off to his right. See if it's a designed run here. It is. Little contact near the goal line, but Micah Ford is in for the touchdown. And Toms River North goes right back on top. 20-14, second rushing touchdown of the day for Ford to go along with that passing TD. And again, Mark, they're not disguising anything there. You knew where he was running. You knew where he wanted to go as we take another look.
It's a well-designed play, though, because he had a couple of guys in front, including 10, Ty Boland, look at him right there, and just ran behind him.
So the extra point pending here from Yanni Papanopoulos. Kick is up, and plenty of leg on that one. And makes it 21-14. Toms River North strikes first here in the third. Winning teams know that the key to success is getting the job done right the first time. For over 100 years, Calvi Electric has applied that philosophy to their business to offer an unparalleled level of electrical expertise and service to every single customer. Now you can bring Calvi's expertise into your home for your electrical problems or improvements, and they can install solar panels that will save you money. Make Calvi Electric a part of your winning team. Call 609-345-0151 or visit calvielectric.com. If you're planning to build a home, make your first step a visit to Halliday Leonard. Halliday Leonard will consult you on your design and assist the development of your custom home. They build single homes that will fit most any budget, plus condominiums, townhouses, and commercial buildings. Get your ideas together. Take them to Halliday Leonard, 700 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, or call them at 609-398-5737. Halliday Leonard will help make your dream home a reality.
Mike, I think you really have to some teams, they get a touchdown, they get a call back, especially in the circumstances where we were told an inadvertent whistle. They get shaken up a little bit. They did nothing like that. They just continued to do their job, and I think it's a sign of a real veteran, poised, talented team.
No doubt. I mean, there was a little bit of an argument, and of course there needs to be, taking a touchdown off the board, but really it was right back to business for North after that, and they punch it in. See if Township can answer here. And return brought back right to the 25-yard line. Looks like that was number 8 in red, Deshaun Long again on the return. So average starting field position here for Washington Township. Already 3 and out here in this third quarter. See if the Minutemen offense can get back on track.
Really impressed by the specialty covers. That time Blaze Boland, 44, but also Nasir Jackson again was right in there, forcing it to his tacklers. Excellent job. Now remember the first series, Mike, they tried passing the ball a couple of times. We'll see if Washington Township stays with that. Even if it's a short passing game, we haven't really seen them go long very much.
Dzergowski in the gun, motion left to right. Dzergowski keeps it, tries that left side, and really nothing there. Again, that wall of white up front. Matthews leading the charge there, and just not much room to run on that play.
Well, when you're 6'7" and 300 pounds, and they have not been able to move him at all, he's had a big game, as we say, on both sides of the ball.
J.L. Matthews, 6'7", 300, as you mentioned there, Mark. Just a load, I guess, would be an understatement up front, but he's wreaking havoc on this run game. Second and long. Quick throw, right side, picked off, and this should be a pick six. It is a pick six. How about that, Mark? Jeremiah Pruitt, we sung his praises in that first half. He makes plays, and that's what he did there. The pick six as he waltzes in for the touchdown.
Yeah, great anticipation. Looked like about an 18-yard return for him. We said he's one of the best in the States. He just jumped the route, and Township has just been showing these short out patterns. He just jumped that. Actually, it's about a 22, 23-yard return.
Cramping up a little bit on the way in, too. And trainers will tend to him on the sideline. It certainly looked like a little bit of a cramp there. But, wow, how about that? What a swing. I mean, this game was close the entire way, right up until that point. I mean, it was one team scoring, the other team answering. All of a sudden, North puts together back-to-back touchdowns, and now the Mariners are in the driver's seat. 28-14. Gilligan's Wonderland Pier, 6th Street in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, is a popular summer destination. Gilligan's will be open until 10 this weekend and through Labor Day weekend. and they will give you a chance to enjoy their amusement rides every weekend in September. Summer continues through September at Gillian's Wonderland Pier 6th and the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at Gillian's.com. Shore True Value Hardware in Summers Point hopes that you will continue to shop locally. They offer friendly service and expert advice at Shore Hardware. They'll do anything to help. They're open weekdays until 7, Saturdays until 6, and Sundays until 4. Help is just around the corner at Shore True Value Hardware, 515 New Road in Summers Point. Phone them at 609-927-6464 or visit them online at shorehardware.com. First turnover of the game for the Minutemen. It was a big one, though, in a tough spot. I mean, you never want to turn the ball over, but when you just give up the touchdown to do it that deep in your own end, and that was an easy pick six there that time.
Yeah, Pruitt had 2 INTs last year, so he's already at 1 here. But one of the things is, if you're not showing much diversity in your passing game and you're showing just those short routes, a guy like Pruitt, who's both intelligent and athletic, is going to jump some routes, and he ended up picking it off and taking it back to the house.
Township going to the well one too many times there. Pruitt knew it. This is a deep kick fielded right at the goal line there by Long. Finds some space this time out near his own sideline. And a nice return that time from Deshaun Long, the sophomore. And a little better field position here for Washington Township. And now you get the sense that the Minutemen have to answer here. This can't be 3 and out if you're Washington Township. You got to put together a drive right now.
You know, I really like Long. We said just a sophomore. I think as the season goes on, he's going to have more and more responsibilities in this offense. Has some big play capability.
Toms River North, by the way, Mark, they'll go play at the Rumble on the Raritan next weekend, another big-time showcase event. So the Mariners are in the spotlight to start this season, back-to-back weeks, taking care of business so far here today. Handoff here, keep it on the ground. Perez spinning, twisting, maybe for a yard. Again, good work up front by Toms River North. Not much for Logan Perez to get there.
Well, just as we said, the TR North offensive line has been dominating. This D line is kind of taking things over as well.
Brings up 2nd and 8. Dzergowski again in the gun. He's been there all day. Fakes this jet sweep handoff. Keeps those legs moving. First in on the contact there was Luke Ozowitz. And slowed him down before some teammates came in to clean him up. It'll bring up 3rd and 4 here. And a big play here for Washington Township.
You know, I think since that long 64-yard touchdown run, I think Toms River North has adjusted, not letting Dzergowski really get in any space, have multiple defenders swarming him.
Threads the needle there. Is it enough for the first down, though? It looks like it is, and a big-time pickup there as Dzergowski was able to hook up with John Williams. Williams hasn't made a ton of plays today, but he's been reliable. When they've needed a big catch, a couple of yards, they've hit Williams a few times. He seems to be a guy that Dzergowski is certainly comfortable with when they need to move those sticks.
Well, the thing is, Williams is a real track guy. He's got great speed. I would like to just see them, just to open things up, throw one over the top to him.
They'll keep it on the ground this time, trying the left side. Met in the backfield that time. Not quite able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and Dzergowski just a little bit slow to get up. He's okay walking back to get set for the next play, but it is a loss of 1 on the play, and again, a first down play that really goes nowhere, backwards in fact, for the Minutemen, so give the Mariners credit up front.
Well, the North defense is doing a great job of stretching things out and allowing secondary guys coming up to make the tackles.
Under 3 to go here in the 3rd. Township down by 2 scores all of a sudden. And we have a timeout here called by Toms River North. Johnson's Popcorn, known all over the Delaware Valley, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. They're open all year at 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Call them at 1-800-842-2676 or go online at johnsonspopcorn.com to place your order. Johnson's Popcorn since 1940. Shoppies is even better online. You may know their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but you can order whatever you need at Shoppy.com. Remember, we're not presenting the finest trophy, unless it's a Shoppy trophy. Call them at 609-653-1684. Shoppy's since 1921 and now starting a new century. Again, 14-14 at the half. It's been all Toms River North here in the third. Touchdown on offense, a pick 6 on defense. And now Washington Township with some work to do here. Both teams on a mission this year for some revenge, if you will.
We have to mention, too, that TR North was ranked 13th in the state in the preseason by NJ.com, and obviously for a reason. This might be, I mean, you're opening up, might be the best team Washington Township faces in the regular season.
Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit yesterday. It's hard to gauge where any of these teams are. I mean, now we go with throw over the top here, and that's a first down connection. As finally, that's kind of the offense that you had been hoping for, Mark, that Township would open it up a little bit and try to go over the top. As that was Long making the catch. But you're right, it's hard to gauge where any of these teams are because you've only seen them one time against another team, right? We were talking about that a little bit about Highland yesterday. I mean, they had a tough day against a Pennsylvania school, but you know, where do they rank against some Jersey schools? Big play there from Washington Township. Sets up first down across midfield. On the ground this time, a shot up the middle, and another big play that time from Long. So Long can catch it, he can run it. He has back-to-back first downs, and the chain gang has taken another walk.
Well, we said we think that they're going to, as the season goes on, get Long more involved in the offense. You know, he's a guy you like to get to the outside, but how about that play, running between the tackles there?
2 minutes to go here in the third. Township down 2 scores, but driving. This is Perez now, and not much room there. Again, tremendous work up front from Toms River North.
Well, Anthony Rodriguez, 22, shot the gap to make that tackle.
Took the name right out of my mouth, Mark.
Sorry,
No,
yeah.
you're fine. You're right. I was going to say 22. I'm not sure we've mentioned his name so far, but he's been around the action a lot and deserving there to get a shout out. That's the thing, too. I mean, a lot of times, you know, the defensive line, they just bully people up there. If they don't make the tackle, you know, the DBs are coming up, the linebackers are coming up to make that play right behind them. Perez trying the sweep to the left, and again, it's the Mariners stretching that out. Ty Kazanowski first on the scene. He's fired up, and that sets up 3rd and long now.
That one, Township had too much of the ties. It was Ty Kazanowski and Ty Bowen, number 10. There you see 10 coming off the field now.
Yeah, the 2 ties, both captains for the Mariners this season. Both seniors now. 3rd and long here. Could be 4-down territory. Dzergowski rolling to his right now. He pulls it down and cut off quickly by a number of players, including Christian Oliveri over there. And you'd have to think this is 4-down territory here, Mark. It sets up a manageable 4th down.
Did you see those 76? Nick Biacco, 6'5", 240. He was down there with the quarterback rolling, and he was down near the end of that tackle. I mean, the athleticism that we've seen from the big guys here today, forget about the great skill position players we've seen, has really been impressive.
So that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter, and Washington Township will think about it during the quarter change. We'll be right back. North on top of Township, 28-14.
No one out-cheeses, out-meets, out-supremes, out-crusts, or outstuffs the Hut. Because when it comes to making your favorites, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
When it comes to taking care of your physical wellness, maintaining good health of your bones and muscles, you want a team of doctors you can trust and who hold themselves to the highest standards. At Premier Orthopedic Associates, we believe that you should live life at your best. Our team of non-operative and operative orthopedic specialists strive for the highest standards, exceptional outcomes, and happiest patients. Come and experience the Premier difference.
Mike Franco, Mark Narducci back with you. Set to begin this fourth quarter here in a big play, Mark, right from the jump here. 4th down for Washington Township. This game was tied at the half, all North in that third quarter, and a big play coming up here as you would assume the Minutemen go for it here.
There's no question they'll go for it, and you have to give the quarterback, Dzergowski, I think, a run-pass option here.
Offense on the field here. It'll be 4th and 6.
There might be some room to the left to run, actually.
They're at the 31-yard line. Jared looking to pass here. Floats a pass, and it's caught. And on the move here is Perez. I didn't see Perez at first. There were 2 Mariners right around him, but Dzergowski certainly did. He put it right where his receiver could get it, and a big-time pickup there from Township.
That's a great job by Dzergowski because obviously his first read wasn't open, and he kept patient and able to hit Perez.
Keeps the Minutemen certainly in the game here, needing a score on this drive as they march deep into Mariners territory. Dzergowski on the run this time. He's met in the backfield by big number 64, Josh Kay. Kay, one of the senior captains on this team, really an all-state center, but you can see there he gets it done on defense too.
Just continue to be amazed by the quickness that we've seen. Kay at 6'1", 235, making the play.
So 2nd and 10. Dzergowski faked the roll to the right, throws back to the left, has a man, that man is loose, spinning toward the end zone. Is he in there? He's just short, but another great effort from Deshaun Long. Talk about yards after the catch, Mark. He almost turned a short gainer into a touchdown there. He's just about a yard short.
He almost turned a pass that could have been intercepted into a long gain. This is a little dangerous play right there. As I said, I just think Long's going to get more and more responsibility.
Quickly back to live action as Dzergowski plows into the end zone behind his offensive line. Not the sexiest play, but it's effective. It's a touchdown on the QB sneak. And just like that, Washington Township is back in the game. 28-20 with the extra point still to come here. So a big answer there, Mark, from Washington Township as this game was kind of slipping away. They get the big conversion on 4th down, the big play there to Long, and then Jared Dzergowski in behind that line. Extra point is up and good. And Washington Township back within a score, 28-21. Let's take another look at the touchdown run as we were just getting back from a replay there.
That's just power. You saw 71 who just stood up there running behind John Stone, the Rutgers commit. You know what's interesting? Stone played tackle last year. He's been moved inside to guard, Mike. And Rutgers, Greg Schiano and his staff, they recruited him to be a center. So at least by playing inside, he's going to get used to that. But, he's got the versatility where at 6'3", 285, where he can play anywhere along the offensive line.
Really the biggest recruit, and off the top of my head, the Township has had in quite some time, which obviously it's big time for the Stone family. It's big time for Township too. I mean, it's no secret that programs like Washington Township are constantly trying to keep those kids home. A number of non-public teams would love to have the services of a kid like a John Stone, but when a kid like that stays home, it just means more to the kids coming up behind him that, he can stay home, he can get recruited, and I can be a part of this too.
By the way, I mentioned earlier that this might be the toughest game for Washington Township this year. Maybe the Kingsway players are saying, hold up, because in their third game, Township Kingsway, West Jersey Football League Continental Division game, that should be interesting as well. So this is a real tough early season schedule for the Minutemen. And conversely, it's not easy for TR North, and it certainly won't be easy for Kingsway.
Yeah, I mean, as a Group 5 school, you're going to get some battles. There's very few soft spots, so to speak, on that schedule. Kickoff is fielded right inside the 10-yard line. And a little shimmy shake up past the 25 that time. Looks like that was Jaquez Hunter, 5'7" sophomore, showing off a little bit of speed there to get that ball up close to the 30. And now we'll see what the Mariners can do. All of a sudden, this is a 7-point game again.
First down, Mariners.
Yeah, a lot of great games on that schedule this year. Of course, this is a showcase event, but once you get into the West Jersey Football League schedule and the Shore Conference schedule, you get some more traditional matchups, and those are great, but what makes an event like this great is these are two teams that have big-time playoff aspirations. They wouldn't meet under normal circumstances. They could even meet in the playoffs, but let's get an early look. Let's see how good we are against another elite team.
Now remember, Ford took it more upon himself last series to run more. We'll see if that continues here.
Right on cue, he keeps it right up the gut. First down run and more. Micah Ford, possibly a touchdown-saving tackle there, right near midfield. Looks like that was number 4, John Williams, as again, he's made some big plays on both sides of the ball there, and I think he saved the touchdown there as we take another look. Ford bursting through that line, Mark.
I've just been impressed how he's been able to run sort of up the middle, although that was to the side. And Williams is one of the few people, Mike, who might have the speed to try to keep up with Ford.
Yeah, Perez was coming over too, but you don't know if he had the angle. I mean, Williams could have been the last player to get there, and he did. Now here's another burst, another first down run, and that's Josh Moore, of course. Moore had the touchdown taken off the board after that, quite frankly, strange inadvertent whistle call in the third quarter, but a big burst there and another first down run for North.
I'll tell you what, Dzergowski playing the free safety position made a tackle, and had he not made it, it could have been even worse for Washington Township.
Michael Tomasetti trying to get over to the sideline, doesn't quite get there. Holding his stomach area right now as
Yeah, he's had a tremendous game here today.
Schatzman is on the scene, and now the trainer comes over. So you hope that Michael Tomasetti is all right. Senior, program guy, 5'10", 190, linebacker. Just a hard-nosed kid, seemingly always around the ball. Took a shot on that previous play there.
Remember what we said about teams can get worn down playing against this TR North offensive line. This is the time we're going to see if that comes to fruition here in the fourth quarter.
Tomasetti back on his feet. And, of course, he'll have to come out for a play here. It looks like he's going to be all right. Could have just had the wind taken out of him there, Mark. Looked like that might have been the situation. So Toms River North with a first down here. A couple of explosive plays to open this drive. And Township really needs a stop on this drive to try and stay in this game. Under 10 to go. Clock is running. North with that lead and the football. Ford tries the left side. Some hard running there. Maybe just 3 or 4 yards or so. 45 that time. Logan Brown among the Minutemen in on the tackle.
Yeah, again, what Logan Brown did, and what Washington Township's been trying to do, is force him to the middle, and he did that time. He didn't give him the outside.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Second and 7.
Mariners at the 41 of Township. Handoff, Moore. He's met in the backfield. A number of players there. Looked like Long was the first one to get in there, wrapping him up low. His teammates do the rest, and it sets up a big 3rd and long.
I'm telling you, Deshaun Long, for a sophomore, has really come up big on both sides of the ball here today. Just as I said, again, a lot of times Ford, when he goes to the running back, he hands it off. He doesn't fake it and then keep it. A lot of times when he keeps it, he's just running. No deception.
So a huge spot here with 8.5 to go. North with the ball and a 7-point lead, but facing 3rd and long here.
A lot of room to the right side.
Ford looking to the right side, dumps it down on a screen play, and that ball is dropped. Jackson, it would have been a tough play. It looked like a play he could have made. I'm not sure if the blocks would have been there, but can't make the catch. It'll set up 4th down and likely a punting situation here for the Mariners. Take another look here, Mark.
Ford did a great job of getting rid of this ball right before the rush came there, and yeah, there was some room. I think that could have been a first down, Mike.
Yeah, I think you're right. Tough play. Jackson's been good today. Still just a sophomore, though.
So now Township gets a real good reprieve here.
Yep, Minutemen catch a break. See if they send some pressure here to try and block this punt. They do not. Punt is falling near the 15, takes a great bounce, and the Mariners are going to be on top of that one right at the 5-yard line there. So very effective special teams that time. Off of the punt from Yanni Papanopoulos, and it'll be a long field, 95-yard field in front of the Minutemen here with 8 minutes to go on the clock.
Papanopoulos, a 6'3", 205-pound punter, but he's also a lineman as well, as you can tell by that size.
I'm going to take a guess that he might be known as the Greek Freak around town. Certainly very effective in the kicking game, kicking and punting. So a big task ahead here for Washington Township. They have to drive 95 yards. Still time, though. 8:03 to go on the clock.
I think Dzergowski is going to try to just give them a little bit of room here, try to run it out. I think Toms River North thinks the same thing with the way they're lining up defensively.
Dzergowski hands it off. And really nothing there as Long at first tried to stretch it out, then he cut it back. And there was no room to run either way.
Well, he had to cut it back because Toms River North has continually taken away the outside from this Washington Township running game. That time Biacco again, we've called his number a lot, 76.
Second down and long now. Clock continues to run. 7:30 to go in the game. Township with the football, but a long way to drive here to try and tie this game up. Dzergowski, of course, in the gun. He's been there all day. Takes the snap. And met after a gain of about 2 or 3. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe another yard past that. But it'll still be 3rd and long here, Mark. And this is dangerous time. I mean, you have to try and pick this up, but you don't want to pick 6. You've already seen that happen once this half.
Boy, 76, Biacco again in there. They have just not been able to move him.
3rd and 8.
Yeah, that was the play, Mike, I thought that they would do on first down.
I mean, you have to be aggressive here, but you got to be careful too. Back to pass, floating one over the middle. He's got a man making the catch and rumbling past the 35. Ball came out, but I believe he was already down. And again, it's your guy, Deshaun Long, making a big play when his team needed it. Dzergowski putting that one right on the money as we take another look.
And hanging in there till the last second. You saw 76 again right near him.
And that ball did come loose because of the ground, so good. No fumble call there. And all of a sudden, Township has something cooking with 6.5 to go. And this will be blown dead before it starts.
Yeah.
Let's see what we have here.
I think it's on the Minutemen.
Haven't been a lot of motion or jumping penalties here today. This is a false start, though, against Township. Back them up 5. Been a relatively clean game. I mean, we've seen some penalties. We saw sort of that phantom call on the Moore touchdown run. But it's been a fun game to watch. It's been a fast-moving game to this point. I know Battle of the Beach organizers like that, with the next game on tap for 4:30. St. Peter's Prep against St. Augustine Prep. So 1st and long. Now under 6 to go. Dzergowski on the move to his right. Sticks a foot in the ground. And didn't get much that time. Maybe a yard as that clock continues to run.
Boy, Rodriguez, number 22, has just great speed from his linebacker position. Made that tackle that time. Again, these big guys are holding people up, and these linebackers are going to be the beneficiaries of it.
Township doesn't necessarily have to hurry, but at this point, you know, wherever they are on the field, you get the sense it could be 4-down territory with 5 minutes to go. Dzergowski with the handoff to Perez this time, and again, just not much there. As you know, after that false start penalty, Township still not back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll set up 3rd and 13. And you'd think they'd have to go to the air here.
I'm going to be interested to see what they do with Long, because if you're Toms River North now, he's burned you for a couple of big plays. Let's see how they line up against number 8.
So if you're Township at this point, I believe you still have all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, I think they may use one of them
So
here.
you don't have to go for broke necessarily with this play, but if you use one here, it sort of affects what you do on 4th down. The thought is if you don't pick this up, you still have your timeouts. Obviously, you could punt the ball away and hope to get it back, but we'll see. They're going to run a play here. Dzergowski looking left, has time, climbs the pocket. That pocket closes quickly. Still on his feet, though, spinning forward, and just not much there.
Great adjustment by North. What happened was, I think Long was his primary receiver. What they did, Mike, they brought Pruitt over on him. He was one-on-one. Long couldn't get open on that.
Yeah, we'll take another look here. As it was a
I think he was looking to his left, and that's where Long was lined up. There you see Ford right at the top of your screen. He was right on him and forced the run. That's an excellent job.
You know, that North front is so strong, you know, you don't really have time if you're Dzergowski to get to your second read. If your first read's not there, you have pressure already. You have to kind of scramble out of there. So Township punts it away. A nice return here from North before he's bodied to the ground right at the 40. That was Tariq Council, who had the touchdown catch in the first half. There's a Township player shaken up on the field here. It looks like number 16, Darian Joyner, in some pain there, so they'll tend to him. But Council with a nice return, but got popped at the end of it. So as the trainers tend to the injured player, we'll reset for you here. 3.5 to go. And obviously the game comes down to this. Can North run this clock out? Potentially get another score to put it away. And Township has those timeouts, so they're looking to try to get this ball back and get another crack at this thing down the stretch. Again, it's Joyner down. He's a sophomore, 5'9", 170. Special teams guy shaken up right at the end of that play there.
Yeah, we certainly hope the best for him. He was wincing in pain right as he went down.
Getting tended to. Schatzman on the field as well as they're going to try to help him to his feet. And he's a little hobbled there as he'll get some assistance to get off the field. A nice round of applause from his teammates and the Township faithful sitting in front of the press box here. So we hope that Joyner is okay as he'll get some more attention on the sideline. But here we go, 3.5 to go. So this is the game, Mark. Can North grind this thing out or potentially punch it in again to put this game away?
As you said, Mike, Township with all 3 timeouts, that could be key.
Ford keeps it on the ground. Looking for room, lost his balance a little bit, and then Township swallows him up there. Danny Wilson, 6'1" senior, one of the players in on the tackle there. So that's a job well done for Township right now.
And again, nice to see 22 Tomasetti back into the game. Again, Mike, he didn't make the tackle, but he stood Ford up and forced him to go more toward the middle to be tackled by those Washington Township teammates.
So the Minutemen do not use a timeout yet. We're under 3 to go. You would assume there'd be one coming soon, potentially after this play if they can get a stop. Ford wants to milk this clock. He's looking toward the sideline, waiting for that 5-second count. That count about to begin here. And now we'll go. Ford to his left this time. Still on his feet. Great second effort. He's close to first down yardage mark. I believe they're going to mark him just short, but man, I'll tell you what, it's the yards after contact for Micah Ford that really kill you if you're the other team.
Well, he was carrying Logan Brown, who weighs 190, and he was just carrying him along for extra yards. How many times have we seen that today by Ford?
So Township still does not use a timeout, as this is a 3rd and short. So we're going to be under 2 to go right now.
Ford at 6'1" and 200, much stronger than you would think for somebody like that.
Minutemen need a stop here. Ford keeps it on the ground. He's swallowed up in the backfield. Big play there by the Minutemen. And that's number 44, Scavetta. A huge play, maybe the play of the game on defense for Township, and now the Minutemen will call a timeout with 1:42 to go and 4th down just shy of midfield for North.
Well, the one thing Ford, as Scavetta just comes through and makes a play, Ford could have maybe gotten additional yardage by going more toward the outside, but he didn't want to go out of bounds and stop the clock.
So by not taking the timeouts, I mean, it's a great strategy once you get that stop, because now you'd assume North is going to punt this ball, and you never know. I mean, they're right near midfield, but if they do punt it, then you'll have about a minute 30 with 2 timeouts, and that's manageable. We'll see, though. First, you have to wait for the decision from North. I mean, it's not a guaranteed punt.
Yeah, I think they are going to punt it. I mean, I would.
Yeah, I think it's the safe play for sure. I mean, you have the lead, obviously, and you're in minus territory here.
Remember earlier in the game when Tomasetti almost got a punt? We'll watch at 22 and see how he factors in on this play.
Perez is back deep to return, but you're right. You'd think the Minutemen will be sending some pressure here. A little bit of confusion as a player runs on and then off. Clock is stopped, of course, after the timeout. Township has 2 left. Now that player runs back on the field, so all kinds of confusion right now for Township. Now they get 11 on the field. They bring pressure. The punt is away. It's short, though, and sailing toward the sideline gets a great North bounce. And this drive will begin at about the 28-yard line for Washington Township with 1:31 on the clock.
You know, Mike, that player who was running on the field, off the field, and back on, that was 27, Andrew Schmidt. He got the closest to that punt that time. Put a little pressure on there.
So here we go. Township's going to have a chance here, and they have those 2 timeouts. It'll be up to likely the arm of Jared Dzergowski and his weapons outside to try and tie this game up. Certainly the game of the weekend to this point. The only game so far of the 6 that's going to come right down to the finish. And we're happy to be with you for it. Again, 1:31. North leads Township 28-21. Township has the ball.
Yep, they Pruitt on long again.
Dzergowski back to pass, floats one down the seam and almost hauled in that time by John Williams. Just a little bit overthrown. And I have to mention, Mark, Dzergowski has a wrap on his left hand right now that I don't believe was there earlier in the game. So obviously taking a lot of contact here today. And must have been a little shaken up at some point.
Well, it didn't hurt his right arm.
No, it did not.
We talked about Williams being a track guy that time. I think he'd like to have that one back.
Yeah, he might still be running if he catches that. But 2nd and 10. Clock stopped, obviously. 1:25 to go. Now a design draw. Room to run for Dzergowski. Does he have first down yardage? He does. So that'll stop the clock for the moment as they reset the chains. A nice call there, Mark.
It really was. And it's a good thing that 22 Rodriguez got him there that time, because he could have had a lot of additional yardage that time.
1:13 to go. Still 2 timeouts for Township. They're just shy of the 40. First down. Low snap. Jared picks it up. Floats one. Dangerous pass, and it's intercepted. Nasir Jackson after the tip by a teammate. Jackson still on the run. Finally taken down by Dzergowski right near the 15-yard line. And that should just about do it as Jackson maybe puts the finishing touches on this win for North.
You know who tipped it? It was Pruitt. And again, you'll see number 4. He'll make the tip. Now, he's been on long. He's been watching him right there. 4 make the tip.
A few kneels will do it. Again, Township has those 2 timeouts, but the math is against the Minutemen at this point. You're right, Mark. Pruitt is one of those guys. Obviously, he's going to show up in the box score, but, you know, so many more plays he made that won't show up, but he put his fingerprints all over this game. As now North wants to talk things over. Just make sure they have everyone on the same page here heading into this final series, you would assume. But one heck of a ball game, no doubt, and still anything can happen. 55 seconds on the clock. But assuming these kneels finish it out, I think fans certainly got their money's worth in Ocean City here today.
TR North, as you mentioned, playing Rumson next week. Washington Township has to go to Eastern. Of Of course, guiding Eastern, Lionel Bolin. Great career at Grand Cocos Valley, went on to Notre Dame, and now he's making his mark in the coaching ranks.
Yep, trying to sort of rebuild that Eastern program that really had a couple great years there with Joe Flacco's younger brother manning things at quarterback. Tom Flacco, I believe.
Tom Flacco.
That's right.
Yeah.
But, fell into a little bit of harder times in some recent years. It can be sort of a cycle with public school programs. Not necessarily anyone's fault, just need a good crop of kids, but they certainly have the right coach in place there. So that'll be a tough test for Township next week. And as we mentioned, the big showcase game again for North up at Rutgers.
You know what's interesting? A lot of these teams, they still don't go under center, even if they're going to take a knee.
They're not taking a knee, which is interesting, but I guess they trust more. I mean, I was told there'd be no math, but I think they can take knees and end this game, right? I mean, it would be close, I guess, with the 2 timeouts. You know what? 48 seconds on the clock. It'd be close, but I think now you're going to get a Washington Township timeout. I mean, you take a knee on first down, you take a knee on second down. There's just over 40 seconds to go. I mean, it feels like the game, but obviously North feels more comfortable running plays right now. Have to have a ton of confidence in those guys who get the rock back there.
It's interesting. Toms River North is was 7-4 last year, 3-4 in 2020. That was the shortened season due to COVID. 9-2 in 2019, 6-3 in 2018. So, and again, this is a program that in the Shore Conference always plays great football, great competition.
Another run here. It'll lead to another Township timeout. Yeah, for fans, in Atlantic County, Cape Atlantic League area, they'll remember, Mainland ran into Toms River North, I guess it would have been about 2008, 2009 era, and lost a South Jersey final to the Mariners. And the Mustangs came back the following year and had that undefeated season. But, yeah, I mean, it's a program that obviously they expect to win in Toms River. And sort of the big brother on the block, no offense to Toms River South or Toms River East. But football-wise, North runs the show in that school district, no doubt.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Mainland, who I saw BDHT yesterday, 37-0, has the great Villanova commit, Jabril Bryce, carrying the ball for them. I think the Mustangs are going to be a serious factor in South 4 this year. I really do.
Yeah, no doubt. Mace is a kid that he started as a freshman there, and obviously a Villanova commit. And a little bit of shakeup at quarterback right before the season with a guy that they had penciled in as their starter leaving the program. But a promising young freshman steps in and helps lead them to victory. I mean, Mainland is just a program that has just athletes, right? And kids that play football, baseball, basketball, and they're just solid across the board.
And they've added Clyde Folsom as an assistant coach. What a legendary coach he's been.
Tim Watson.
That's right, Tim Watson, the ex-Cedar Creek head coach.
Here we go, 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Township now out of timeouts. Ford gets close to first down yardage. Obviously, if he gets there, that's the game. It should be the game either way.
By the way, can I get my Tim Watson trivia that he was drafted ahead of Tom Brady?
That's right. Tim did great things at Cedar Creek, obviously, and stepping down to spend more time with his family. His son is now a player in Mainland, so he's able to see him on the practice field on a daily basis.
Daughter transferred to Notre Dame, or she'll be a factor in basketball.
Kylie Watson, former Gatorade Player of the Year. A little bit easier time watching her on TV than when she was on the West Coast, no doubt.
Hey, by the way, real impressive performance, I think, by both teams. It would not surprise me if this is not the last time these two teams meet this year.
That is the final buzzer here at Carey Stadium, and Toms River North comes away with a 28-21 victory over Washington Township. Certainly the game of the weekend to this point. Micah Ford making some big plays, and just really big plays across the board. Jeremiah Pruitt as well. Nasir Jackson with that game-clinching INT off of the tip, and it was a good one, like you said, Mark. Really an enjoyable game between two programs that should be there near or at the end.
And I think in a situation like this, The all-state type players really stand out. Ford, Pruitt, they were the guys that really made the impact plays. Dzergowski just with a gutty performance, 3 rushing touchdowns today. This Washington Township team's going to win a lot of games. As I said, I expect both of these teams in the Group 5 playoff, and who knows, Mike, they could meet again.
All right, so stick with us. There'll be another game coming up next. It'll be St. Peter's Prep against St. Augustine Prep at 4:30. Mark and I will be back on the call tomorrow morning for Millville against Thomas Jefferson. But for now, Toms River North, a 28-21 victory over Washington Township here in Ocean City at the Battle at the Beach.